it comes to holiday time, and you're trying to decide, well, what am I going to buy?
What am I going to put under the kids at the tree for the kids, Chris?
What
What am
is
I going
the
to
best
do?
value for the money? I just wanted to kind of point out something, and I did a little bit of a Photoshop here, and I want you guys to take a look at what a real table. So we're going to talk about Guns N' Roses in just a moment. So this is going to be included in this. So that's going to be our image for what a real table looks like compared to what these other three companies at Games. Sorry, you didn't produce a picture. Uh, what they look like, and it looks a little something like this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I
The
gave a
other one.
sneak. I gave a sneak preview, Jared. All right, that's okay. I'm going to. I'm going to just do this. There we go. Hey, look at that.
There we are.
There we are.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, I scaled them all to be looking like they were the same size, but the three tables are 3/4 scale compared to obviously a Guns N' Roses that is very much real.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you see them all together like that, because you can definitely see the form factor of the Marvel Arcade one-up pinball there. It has the form factor of a real pinball machine. It's got a fake coin door. The table legs look the same. It's got the feet that are adjustable. The back glass looks, fairly legit and appropriate. It's got a decent cabinet depth, and it's got the sunken playfield, which if you look right there over at the Guns N' Roses, obviously that has a sunken playfield. I mean, you can't have pinball right on the surface under the glass. And then you take a look over at the well played machine that's running the Zaccaria, and then on the far right you've got the basically last year's iteration of Toy Shock's 21C cabinet.
Yes.
And you'll notice both of those have very large bezels. The screen is right there on the surface. They've got a little bit more severe rake, it looks like. But the thing that bugs me the most is look at those legs. It's like the well-played machine looks like it's a giraffe.
Yep. But I said in pre-show that it looked like one of the aliens from War of the Worlds. Like it just looks really, really tall.
And then the Toy Shock one looks like it's got a bulldog stance, like it's like legs out going,
Yep.
I'm not going to fall over. I'm not going to fall over.
And we know that that's exactly what they were going for there. Like they prioritized stability of that thing over everything else because they knew it was going to be for kids and they didn't want them toppling it over.
Yeah.
So it's definitely bulldogging for a reason, that one.
And then also, if you take a look at first, my initial reaction, just going off memory, I was thinking that the well played cabinet might be being the exact same product as the Toy Shock. In other words, whoever's building the cabinets is the same person, and then they're just dumping a different software and selling it through a different company. But now that I look at it, it's not so much that because it looks like the Toy Shock one has a deeper cabinet, a little bit better scale than this kind of narrow one that Well Played has. But they both have, and it's hard to see in this image on the Well Played one, but they both have the two flipper buttons, obviously for nudging as well as flipping. Yeah. Their plungers are both made of that, just it's a plastic plunger kind of.
The one on the Well Played pinball looks horrible.
Yeah.
I will say that. Like if that's what they're shipping, it just looks cheap and nasty. I can see it snapping off within 5 minutes of play. Like it just looks cheap and nasty.
And you'll notice on the front of the Well Played machine, that's where the USB plug-in is for interfacing
So
there.
you probably assume there's a headphone jack in there probably too, so you can plug headphones in. Listen
Maybe. But what is the one thing that the Well Played machine is missing there, Jared?
It's missing any sort of displays on the back box.
That's right. I don't see a score display anywhere.
No.
Which means the score display is going to be right there on the screen. And considering this is an Android build of the Zaccaria tables, it doesn't surprise me. It's just a straight port, as far as I can guess.
That's right. So, like at least with the Toy Shock one, they devised basically display out.
Yeah.
For the actual LCD display, but the Well Played one is just going to be basically you're playing the Android build on a cabinet
Yeah.
basically. And that's look, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I don't know if that's the greatest experience, you know.
So there you go, though. If you've got, and I purposely put the collector's edition of Guns N' Roses on there because that price point is absurd.
It is. Yeah.
$12,500, folks, and they sold
Price is
out the
reasonably
entire run in
priced
2
car.
hours.
2 hours, yeah. That's the CE version, isn't it?
Yeah.
They call it CE. Yeah.
So
It's
probably for the price of tax on that, you can afford the Marvel Pinball.
yeah.
For $50 less, you can get more tables with the Well Played if you want to play Zaccaria tables, but you've got that really funky form factor. It just doesn't look right to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, those legs look just cheap.
Flimsy.
They look flimsy. They really do. And for then $100 less, you've got your Toy Shock, which again, I can't find any information on the 1.2 version of Toy Shock. Everything I looked up, it was all referring to last year's thing. So I don't even know if this price point is going to stick. They might have increased the price too.
They may have done. I think the only difference between 1.2 and 1.1 is really the upgraded circuit board and I think black hole graphics on the side of the cabinet, and that's it. There's not going to be any of the DMD tables in there. That's the 2.0 version.
Yeah.
And that hasn't even really been firmly announced yet. Like, they've got plans for it, but like next year sometime, 2021.
Everything's up in the air.